Wait till you see what I've done to my garden. We'll start right here in the wetland garden. I had a pot, and it was one of those pots that comes with a plug in it. So I kept the plug and made a little potted wetland garden because I had a few clustered bushmint. I had this one sleepy hibiscus, a Bacopa moneri or water hyssop, and I have one of my coyote thistles that was in the ground and it wasn't thriving because it was just on the outer edge of the wetland garden. So all four of those plants are now in this little wetland pot in the wetland garden, and it's perfect because it's on the corner, because as you get out to the corner, the way I designed the wetland garden, the pond lining that's down under it, eases up the side. So you really can't plant good plants along the edge. And that's why this potted wetland garden, this potted wetland container is perfect. And while we're here, I want to talk about how wonderfully the swamp milkweed is doing. This is Asclepias incarnata, and I planted several plants in the wetland garden, and I just added a few more. I actually managed to grow some from seed. Don't ask me how. It was a miracle. And so what I did to get them in here is they had, I want to pull one up, but I don't. They had like root balls that were like this big. So I dug down just a little bit, set it in there, and then poured soil on top. So now the soil is kind of mounded here, and it's that really good potting soil too. And then their roots, they can grow down however they need to. Oh, look, there's a baby right there. See the little baby? Hello there, cuteness. And I have to say, I am so pleased with how well the swamp milkweed is doing. It gets full sun here, just like it loves, but it also gets lots of water because of the wetland design of this garden space. And I will find my videos where I made my 2 wetland gardens, and I will link them in the pinned comment. And in case you don't know, the pinned comment will be the top comment. I can make it so that my comment is at the very top. Usually those show up under the video if you're watching like on your phone. If you're on the TV, you'll have to go like onto your phone to get to the comments. So there'll be that, and then you can see how I designed these. Next thing, my sleepy hibiscus is blooming like crazy. It is just decided we're just gonna put on a show. I mean, every tall stem has a bloom on it. When I come out in the mornings and they're partially open, it's this huge pop of this cool toned purpley pink, and it's fabulous. But not only that, I knew this was a host plant, but I had to refresh my memory as to what it's a host plant for. It's a host plant for quite a few things. So this beautiful plant right here is a host to 8 species, 4 butterflies and 4 moths. For the butterflies, it's the gray hair streak, the painted lady, the common checkered skipper, and the tropical checkered skipper. And the moths are pretty fabulous. The last one, wait till you hear its name. Are you ready? First one is the pearly wood nymph moth. Then we have the yellow scallop moth. Then we have the incredible and beautiful, magnificent IO moth. And finally, we have the delightful bird dropping moth. That's right, that's what it's called. So you could get some or all of these depending on where you live and what's native to your area on one of these plants. And that's one of the reasons why I wanted to put in this wetland garden, because there are so many beautiful wetland, marshy, swamp-loving plants in Florida, and you just can't put them in your garden. They've got to have the right setting, and now I have it, and I have these beautiful plants right here in my wetland garden. But if you don't want to put in a wetland garden, you can do a wetland container like I did here. Get one of the containers that doesn't have the holes in it, or that has the optional plug that you can remove, and leave it plugged up. Fill it with some good soil and try putting a few wetland plants in here. You could also do one of these and fill it with swamp milkweed. Also, the flowers of this sleepy hibiscus attract butterflies and native bees, including the rose mallow bee, which is a hibiscus specialist bee. Anytime you can get the specialists involved or get them going, it's a wonderful thing, because sometimes they're the only ones that can pollinate certain plants. All the plants in that garden area are Florida native plants, except there is one pink pentas that's potted in a pot there. But everything else is native and is thriving and is loving being in that setting. I'm thrilled to have it in my garden. I have also been working in the flower nectar garden, not the potted one, but the other one across from it. And it's coming a long way, but I still have some work to do. But it's looking better. I'm talking about this space right here with the starry rosin weeds that I mixed in with the California giant zinnias. Remember the little buddleia that I put in the corner? Yeah, well, it didn't come back. But I decided, I've got all this echinacea planted over in the potted flower garden, but I had a couple extra ones, so I decided to go ahead and put them in the ground. These are the sombrero echinacea, and they're all the same kind. You can see there's a little sign back there. They're going to be that like orange color, which will be great for fall. And you can see there's a bloom coming up on that one there. So I'm thrilled to have some of those in the ground. I also had a pot of some giant California giant zinnias, and I just kind of set it in here, and as they get a little bigger, I'll probably transplant them into this garden area. Where I did some more work is over here on this side. This poor little Mexican sunflower was fallen over, and its stem actually split open. Like if I took that off, you would see the whole thing would fall down. So I kind of bandaged it shut up against this little stake, and then I staked it again, or attached it again up here, and I think it's gonna be okay. So I'm glad we saved that, because this is a prime spot for it, and I wouldn't want to have to grow another one. It takes a while to get to even this size. And let's see, what else did we do over here? Oh, I planted another starry rosin weed right there. And then these two pots are the ones I got in clearance at Target several weeks ago. And what's in them has been in them, a pentas and a blue mist flower in each one. So I just kind of set them along the edge there, right beside the one that has the two porter weeds in it. And I really like how that looks, and it was a good place to put them because they needed a home, and it kind of keeps this walkway here cleared up, and it adds some more variety to this garden space. So I think that's, oh, one more thing I did. At the end here, this pentas right here was like fallen out into my walkway. So I did that thing I do, and I just got a trellis piece and stood it up just to force it upright, and eventually it'll naturally grow that way. I'll be able to take this trellis out and it will stay upright. So it looks kind of scrappy now, but trust me, it's going to bend back upright, and all of this dead stuff will fall, and you'll just get the colorful blooms, and actually the plant will be happier for it. So that's going to be nice when that plant gets itself straightened out. And then this is a big change I'm working on. You can see I put 3 trellises here. Same thing, these Mexican sunflowers were laying all out in my walkway. And there's also a Bahama Senna at the end here, right here. That was laying down in the walkway. But what used to be here was a trellis in that pot, and it was covered with Maypop passion vine, which I moved out because, guys, I have plenty of Maypop passion vine. Well, actually, I'm saying Maypop. It's incense. It's Passiflora incense. My entire crop cage is covered in it, as is the entire back fence of my yard. Look at it. It's everywhere. That's all Passiflora incense. Just mounds and mounds of it. So I didn't need that other little bit. Look at, there's a dead tree trunk there. See, it goes up to there. It's completely covered with Passiflora incense. So Gulf fritillaries and zebra longlings, they're set. We don't need more of this. So then my plan for here is to put in another trellis and freshen up that soil. There's a porterweed I need to move out of that pot somewhere. And I'm gonna do another trellis of, guess what? Woolly Dutchman's pipevine, because that is something I need more of. And this one over here has been completely eaten down, but it's very healthy. You can see it's already growing back, and it's in the very same setting. It's right across from the pot over there. So I think it will thrive there and do very well. And then this walkway right here, again, was collapsing over with a porterweed. So I did the same thing. I made my trellis wall to hold it up so I could have my walkway back. And you guys, these trellises have been all over the place. I just keep using them and reusing them for this very thing. At one point, they were over at my swamp milkweed garden, not the wetland garden, but the one across from it, because all the swamp milkweed was leaning out in my walkway, and it trained it to stand upright, so I didn't need to have them there anymore. See, here it is. You can see I still have one trellis piece down there, but these guys, all my swamp milkweed, is just standing up. And it has weeds. I have to work in this area. That'll probably be coming up soon. We'll be in there talking about that. So as you can see, I've been pretty busy in the garden this week, and y'all, I'm having the best time. Like, I get up in the morning, I brush my teeth, and I come out and I work while the sun has yet to come up and move things around, dig things around, get sweaty and gross. Some of it I film, some of it I don't, and it's just nice to just have a chunk of time where you can dedicate yourself just to maintaining your garden, because there's some maintaining that needs to be done in this garden. And it's not like overwhelming, it just needs a time dedicated for that. And then when I'm out doing things like deadheading and trimming plants, I get all these ideas like, oh, I can move that here. Oh, look at that. That's growing up now. I need to put that front and center. And then I start moving things around, and before I know it, it's like 3 in the afternoon. But I love it. So, and I love sharing it with you. So let's go see some more things. I cleaned up back here a little bit. I used to have these old wooden tray tables set up right here, And then these two potted orange torch gingers were back over there. I'm like, why are they hidden away back over there? And why do I have these ugly tray tables out here when they can be moved to my work area and I can bring these gorgeous orange torch gingers front and center, and look how beautiful they are. This flower is a little bit older, but there's another new one coming up. And I love how they do the little orange spout coming out from the inside. And even cooler, all these little petals hold water, so they provide a water source for insects. Look at this one, it's just beautiful. I've had these plants for maybe 4 years now. They live in these pots. They go dormant and then they pop right out again. And somehow, because these used to be down at my other end of the garden, but somehow a seed ended up down here, because look at what's come up on their own right back there. And I'm half tempted because they're hidden away. They're back there behind a porterweed and you don't really see them. Anyway, I'm tempted to dig them up and put them in pots, because look, there's a spot right here that I could put it. The only thing is I'm all out of the big pots. And have you looked at how much big clay pots are? I couldn't believe it. The last time I sent my husband to Lowe's, I said, hey, bring me some clay pots. And he's texting me. He said, which ones do you want? Do you know how much they are? And he started texting me the prices, and I could not believe it, which is why you see me scrambling to reuse all of my clay pots that I have sitting around. And instead of them sitting around, they're holding beautiful plants because they're expensive now. Wouldn't it be great if there were gardening thrift stores where you could go and it would be all gardening stuff like pots, and wouldn't that be something? Okay, get ready, because y'all are probably gonna laugh at this next thing, but I moved the bronze fennel again. First I put the rue in that end container, and then I moved it. Then I put the bronze fennel in there, and then I moved it, and now it's just empty. That container on the end, I don't know, it gets a lot of sun. And the woolly Dutchman's pipevine on that end can take it. But because my little boxwood hedge, which has been here forever, is right behind that one, I can't really put a trellis in and put pipevine there. The two middle ones, I have potted plants that are sitting there growing back. I know, that's what it was before I had those things there, but eventually I will get something going on. So I'm not sure what I want to do there, but I have these three here, and my rue's looking smaller simply because I've been taking a lot of cuttings into the adorable guys who you're going to see in a minute. But I still have 3 of these planters left, so I just went right across and I put one right here under my Duranta tree. Here's my Duranta. And so it's right under, and actually there's room for another one right beside it. So I think I will put another one beside it, because I ordered some more bronze fennel. No, wait, I already got the bronze fennel. What did I order? Oh, I ordered woolly Dutchman's pipevine. Joyful Butterfly got some in stock, so I ordered some from them. That's coming tomorrow. I'm not sure where I'm gonna, yes, I am sure where I'm gonna put that. I'm gonna put that where I just showed you with the trellis, where I took out the Maypop incense, Passiflora incense. That vine, you know, that Gulf fritillary and zebra longwing butterflies love. I found another site that had some rue, because Joyful Butterflies out of rue, so I tried ordering from them. I'm not sure when it'll get here, but when it does, I think I'll put another one of those planters right here and pot that there, because this area gets a lot more shade. It gets a little sunlight, but more shade, and I think they'll be happy there. And I'll also let you know what I think of that company that I order from and how their plants ship. And now it's time for some adorableness. I mean, look at how he is just lounging. He's totally laying all sprawled out on the lid of that floral tube, just munching away on his roux. If that's not like lazy caterpillar behavior, I don't know what is. I mean, look at this guy. See, he stopped eating. Since he's not moving, we can't see him. That's what he thinks. That's okay. Oh, look, there's some little frass. Just and look at the little feet. Hello, sir. We like how you're laying there eating your food. Are you being a trendsetter? Are you starting a trend for caterpillars, the lazy caterpillar eating method? Okay, we're gonna leave you alone, put you back. Oh my goodness, so adorable. This is an eastern black swallowtail caterpillar, and this caterpillar should be pupating very soon. Look how big it is. It is eating rue as a host plant, but there are many other host plants for these little guys in the carrot family, and they are adorable and fun to raise, and they are not as high maintenance as monarchs. And a lot of people mistake these for monarchs, but they're not. And when you see the butterfly, you can definitely tell they're not monarchs. And look at this sassy little guy. Yep, this one's not too happy that I'm interrupting their snacking. And this is my very last Polydamas swallowtail caterpillar, y'all. My very last one. And that's the very last leaf. No, I have more. I'm gonna actually get them some more soon. Everybody else has pupated. Actually, one he closed this morning and I released it. Beautiful butterfly. Polydamas swallowtail caterpillar. This is one of my favorite caterpillars. I just love, love, love them. And its host plant is Woolly Dutchman's pipevine. I just need to get more of it growing. Imagine if I had as much Woolly Dutchman's pipevine as I do Passiflora incense. Oh, that would be lovely. And this, my friends, is probably the last time you're going to see this little guy because he's pretty big and he's going to turn orange. Sometimes they stay green and be pupating soon. And next time we see him, he might be flying in my garden as a gorgeous spice bush swallowtail butterfly. His little friend already is in chrysalis form. He's like, where'd my little tent go? I've got his leaves folded back. Let me close it so you can see. They move so fast. He was on a plant and I had to move him to a cutting because he ate all of the plant. But let me let his leaves close so you can see his little tent. See, they close around him and then he gets tucked inside. Posted a picture of my community on my community posts of him tucked in his little leaf. He's so adorable in there. All right, we're gonna leave you alone now. And then I have a huge bunch of wild lime cuttings from that branch my husband trimmed in the last video. And there were some eggs on it. And now I have some babies, and these are giant swallowtail baby caterpillars. I usually bring out the big guys and show you them, but this time the babies get to be spoiled. I don't see any more though. I think there's probably some more in here, but I have a lot. They could be all tucked in there, but there's two. I also have another floral tube with some babies in it, and I have one really big one that's going to be pupating soon. And then lastly, I have this little guy. This, I believe, is an orange-barred sulfur caterpillar, and it is on a privet senna. It's actually on a little potted privet senna that I grew from seed. But the senna cuttings don't last super well, so putting them on the little potted ones works best. I found this little guy. Actually, you know what? There was a potted privet senna back in my work area, and I saw a caterpillar on it. I was like, okay. So I took him in, and then I transferred him to this plant, and he's been doing really well. Oh, and also, oh my gosh, I have the tiniest chrysalis to show you. All right, so this is a mini clothespin. Look at this chrysalis. This was also on a privet senna that I found that I had potted and growing. And I think it might be one of those little sleepy orange butterflies because it's considerably smaller than the cloudless sulfur and orange-barred sulfur chryssalides. I know it's hard to tell the size of it, but well, here, let me get here's my finger, and you can see how tiny it is. So I am so excited to see who this is. And remember the little pots I put zinnia seeds in? I think every single zinnia seed germinated. I mean, look at them all. I don't know what I'm gonna do. I might separate some of them out. I actually could start taking some of the bigger seedlings out and just going ahead and putting them down in some of my containers in my potted perennial garden. Of course, zinnias are annuals, but you know, they don't need to know that, right? I think that is everything I wanted to show you. Oh, my snow on the mountain. Well, I'll just tell you, it's growing back. It's growing back at the bottom of the plant. Tiny little leaves are coming out, so I'm thrilled about that. I think I've really covered all the big updates, and you know, if I missed any, I'll be back. I'll be back. And hopefully you like this video, and hopefully you already tapped the like button. And thank you for watching. I will see you in my next video.